Okay, so we all listen to podcasts, right? But what if you could turn that time you spend with your earbuds into a super powerful study tool? Today, we're going to explore how to go from just, hearing information to actually learning it using a technique that could totally change the way you study forever. So let's just start with a kind of dramatic question. Is this the end of the textbook? I know it sounds like a big claim, but really think about it. How many times have you found yourself staring at a page, reading the same paragraph over and over, and your eyes just glaze over? Yeah, we've all been there. And look, this isn't just a hunch. Research actually confirms it. A study from folks at Drexel and Michigan State found that learners are, and I quote, increasingly disengaging from traditional materials like textbooks. It's a real, documented trend. So, if the old way isn't working as well, what's next? Well, the answer might literally be in your pocket. Welcome to your new audio library. I mean, podcasts have created this massive, on-demand world of knowledge. It's like having a whole team of experts and amazing storytellers right there in your ears, ready to go whenever you are. You can find a podcast on pretty much anything. Take something like philosophy, which can feel, a little intimidating. A show like Philosophize This is amazing because it breaks down these huge, complex ideas from thinkers like Plato and makes them totally accessible. Or what about science? There's a podcast called Science Verse that dives into all the controversial topics. We're talking GMOs, the latest diets, all that stuff, and it just digs into the facts. It's super well researched, it's funny, and it's perfect for settling a debate with real evidence. And it's not just for school subjects either. If you want to get a leg up on your career, Adam Grant's podcast Work Life is fantastic. He's an organizational psychologist, and he talks to these incredibly interesting people to uncover gems of wisdom we can all use in our own work lives. And this is where it gets a little meta. There are awesome podcasts about learning how to learn. The College Info Geek podcast is an absolute goldmine of tips on everything from being more productive to just straight up acing your exams. It's like a whole toolkit for being a better student. So, okay, we've got a podcast for pretty much everything. But here's the thing. Just listening isn't really enough to make all that information stick. The real secret to remembering what you hear, it's probably not what you think. The key, the absolute game changer, is a technique called active recall. See, it's not about passively listening over and over again. The magic happens when you force yourself to pull information out of your own brain. That's where the real learning happens. So how do you actually do this? It's a simple 4-step process. First, you just listen or read like normal. Step 2, and this is the most important part, you step away, pause the audio, close the book, no peeking. Step 3, you try to explain the information from scratch, like you're teaching it to someone. And finally, you go back and check what you missed. This simple cycle builds incredibly strong memories. Now, I'm not gonna lie, this isn't easy. As author Cal Newport says, it's incredibly mentally taxing. Your brain has to really work, but the payoff is huge. It's super time efficient, you learn stuff way faster, and you actually remember it. Okay, so we have podcasts, and we have this powerful learning technique. But what happens when you throw a third ingredient into the mix? Artificial intelligence. Could an AI be the ultimate personal tutor? This is exactly what those same researchers at Drexel and Michigan State wanted to find out. They cooked up this really cool experiment using interactive podcasts that were generated by an AI to see if they could make learning even better. And here's a peek at how it worked. They basically built a system where an AI could read a textbook, turn it into a podcast, and then interact with the listener. You could interrupt it, ask questions, the whole thing. The AI could even quiz you as you went. So in the experiment, they had 2 groups. The first group was in standard mode. The AI just delivered the info, and you could ask questions if you wanted. The second group was in reflection mode, where the AI would actually pause and make the student explain what they just learned before it would continue. So which group did better? You'd think the one that got quizzed by the AI, right? Well, surprisingly, no. There was no significant difference in their test scores. The AI prompts didn't seem to help them learn any better. But here's the real kicker. The students in that reflection mode, they actually rated the whole experience as way less enjoyable. They found the AI's interruptions really annoying, and it totally broke their flow. So not only did the AI tutor not help, it actually made the experience worse. So what's the big takeaway here? Let's bring all of this together into a really simple, really effective game plan that you can start using today. It's time to hit play and start learning the right way. Here it is. It's super simple. First, find a podcast about whatever you're studying.
Next, listen for just a short burst, say 15 minutes. Then you pause it and you try the active recall method yourself. You are your own AI tutor. And finally, just check what you remembered and what you missed. That's it. It's simple, it's powerful, and we know it works.
And that really brings us to the final thought. We live in this incredible time where knowledge is literally everywhere. With tools like podcasts and techniques like active recall, the old barriers to learning are just crumbling away. So the only question left is, if you can learn anything from anywhere, what are you going to master first?